Are audio podcasts dead in 2026? I'm not panicking yet, but yet might be the key word in that sentence. Hey, it's Abbey. Welcome to another episode of Abbey, the podcast lady. This week we are chatting about some big news in the podcasting industry, and that is the fact that Apple Podcasts has announced that they are branching out into video in 2026. Today we're going to talk about what that means for you, what that means for your show, what you should be doing when it comes to video elements for your podcast, and 3 reasons why you should add video and 3 reasons why you shouldn't add video to your show. So let's just dive right into it. Here's a question I've been seeing across the internet this week. Is Apple Podcasts just trying to turn into another version of YouTube? And I guess my answer to that is not really. Video podcasts are not a new thing. When Apple announced that they were adding video to their platform, I honestly kind of thought that they were a little behind the times on this. Spotify has been doing this for a really long time. They implemented video years ago onto their platform. So Apple was kind of a slow adopter to this new medium of video podcasting. What I want you to look at this as is not a replacement for YouTube, but just a different way to consume a video podcast. Every single podcast listening platform, whether that's Apple, Spotify, iHeart, all those places, they want you to stay on their app as much as possible. By adding video podcasting to their service, that gets people to stay on their app, especially if it's a show that someone listens to where it does have video already being made and they had to leave to go watch it before. An example of this is Girls Next Level. I love listening to Girls Next Level, and I know they have a video version of the show, but if I want to watch the video version, I have to leave Apple Podcasts and I have to go watch that on YouTube. Now, I'm not really a video podcast consumer. I like listening on those apps like Apple and Spotify, so I wouldn't go to YouTube to watch the video, but now that video is being implemented, I'm much more likely to consume the video version of Girls Next Level because they do talk about a lot of things and they include visuals and pictures in their show. So this is just kind of another way to go deeper with the audience that is using that specific platform. And I don't see it as another YouTube. I see it as just going deeper with the users. So when I got the email about Apple Podcasts adding the video feature, my first gut instinct as a podcast producer of 9 shows every week is, what does this mean for me? What does this mean for my workflow? Is this going to be a bunch of extra work? Is it going to be another hefty upload to another platform every single week for every single show? What does this look like? And that's kind of been what I've seen across like threads and other places I hang out on the internet is, what does this look like? How are we going to be streamlining this process to add the video? Because obviously they want it, but what does it look like on a given basis for the average creator? Right now, from what I've read online, I haven't found like a real clear-cut answer of how this works with your workflow, but based on what I have been reading, here's what I've learned. It's that the Apple ecosystem is being set up to support your video as we speak. So this is not rolling out to everyone right away. It's rolling out to select users of certain platforms that implement video already. So depending on who you host your podcast through, you might already have access to add video. You might get that access later on, or you will have to switch hosts if this is your primary goal to have your video on Apple Podcasts. I don't plan on switching my hosting from RSS.com anytime soon, and I don't plan on switching my clients out of RSS.com anytime soon. I think that I'm probably going to pump the brakes as much as I can on this and hold off as long as I can on this. 1, because I'm an audio purist, and 2, because I want them to work out the kinks on other people's stuff before I start bringing me and my clients over to this video podcasting platform that Apple is turning into. So at the moment, I'm not planning on switching my workflow for anything. And depending on who you are hosting your podcast through, this might already be available to you. So definitely poke around on your RSS feed provider's website and check and see if this is an option for you already. And if not, I would just wait until they send you an email saying, hey, this is available, you can do it now. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm just waiting for an email from RSS saying, hey, you can now put your video here and we'll put it on Apple. So let's get into the title of this episode, what you came here for. 3 reasons you should add video podcasting to your to-do list and 3 reasons that you shouldn't do it in 2026. We're going to start out with the 3 reasons that you should be adding video podcasting to your to-do list of content creation. Now, this is coming from someone who has already said in this episode that I am an audio purist. At its core, podcasting is an audio file, and I am a audio listener. So when I consume podcasts, I'm purely consuming the audio. The video for me is consumed in the form of short form clips or reels or TikToks, that sort of thing. I like the audio aspect of a podcast. Now, I would not call myself the average bear in 2026. I think a lot more people are consuming video podcasts. We've seen the numbers from YouTube on people watching on YouTube and consuming on Spotify. And obviously, Apple has been monitoring this too with them adding video elements to their hosting as well. So video isn't going anywhere. And yeah, you probably should at least consider making a video podcast in 2026. So reason number 1 that you would want to add video to your podcast is that it does help with retention. Listeners will spend more time with you when they can see you talking to the camera, when they can see your face, when they can see your emotions. They're going to hang out longer because they see you. They're connecting with you in that way. It's the same reason we watch our favorite creators on TikTok and Reels and all those things. We see their face, we recognize them, we want to hang out with them. It kind of becomes this parasocial relationship. So that would be my first reason for adding video podcasting to your content creation list, is just keep that retention up and keep that long-term viewership up as much as possible. Reason number 2 is that video is going to help you stand out, both in the algorithm and in just social feeds and places like that. In the algorithm, obviously Apple is prioritizing video podcasts, so they're going to send more love and more listeners and more eyeballs to your content if you are providing that video. They're telling you what they want. They want video podcasts, so make it. That's kind of as simple as it is. Another reason to add video is, this is part of my content remix strategy, is you can take the video and chop it up into short form things like Reels and TikToks and YouTube Shorts and Pinterest pins, and people can see you and see clips of the show. Even if you don't have the capacity to produce a full-blown video version of every single episode, you can at least take the video file and turn it into short-form content, and that helps you stand out in Facebook feeds, Instagram feeds, YouTube Shorts, all that things. It works way better than just a plain audiogram for those sorts of short-form content. So video is a great thing to add for just standing out. And reason number 3 for adding video is kind of tied into reason number 2. It gives you more content. You have way more to work with a video file versus just an audio file, and it just helps you create more and more and more from just one recording. So like, I'm recording this video episode right now, and I will be able to turn it into, like I said, Pinterest pins and shorts and TikToks and clips and still frames of images. Video can be stretched a lot further than just a simple audio file can. So that would be my 3rd reason for adding video to your content creation this year. Now let's get into 3 reasons why you shouldn't add video to your podcast in 2026. Number 1, video adds so much more to your workload. It's a bigger file to edit. You got to be more concise with your cuts to make sure it's flowing as smoothly as possible. If you don't feel comfortable using video editing software, that might be a big hurdle for you as well. So if you don't have the budget to pay a video editor and you're doing it all on your own and you're just overwhelmed by the thought of it, don't do it. That's a great reason not to do it. If you're overwhelmed, you don't have the capacity to hire someone, don't add video to your podcast. Reason number 2 to not add video to your podcast content creation is that video gets expensive really quick. Podcasting can get expensive quick if you're not careful. You buy all this gear and all the fun stuff because you think that's what's going to make it better, but in reality, that's not what makes it better. Everyone's just looking for great content and learning something and taking things away from what you have to say in your perspective. So video can get really expensive. Buying a nice camera, making sure you have a microphone that can connect to that camera, video editing software is expensive if you are paying for some really good stuff. So it can get expensive, and if you don't want to invest in video and you don't want to do video, then you shouldn't have to do video. So that's reason number 2 to not add video to your content creation. And reason number 3 to not add video to your podcast in 2026 would be that your audience might not want it from you. They just straight up might not want video versions of your podcast. I know for my own show, the one that you're listening to right now, the YouTube numbers way lower than the actual audio podcast download numbers. I'm still making a video version of every episode because it's just part of my content stack. And honestly, I use this show to test out new things, and it's kind of a guinea pig for all of my clients. But I am still making the video version in hopes that maybe people want it. I don't know. I think people are just resonating more with the audio version. If I was paying for this video service and seeing the results I'm seeing, I would probably cut back on it, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm not getting the results from the video version that I am from the audio version. So think about that in your own show's terms. Like, if people are resonating with the audio, just keep focusing on making great audio. There's some really great services that can turn it into a video. It's more of an audiogram. It's not like a face-to-face video like the one that you're maybe watching on YouTube or maybe watching on Apple Podcasts. But there are ways to take your audio and make it a video file. RSS.com actually does it automatically with just the click of a button as part of their distribution system. So if you don't have the capacity to make this full-blown video, don't do it. And if your audience isn't resonating with it, don't spend the time and energy and money on it, because obviously they're getting enough from you with just the audio. So just put all your eggs in that basket. So what does Apple Podcasts adding video to their platform mean for people in this industry in 2026? It means that podcasting is no longer just the audio-only show that we all have known it to be the past couple decades. It's changing into a multimedia format for everybody. This isn't just for the big name shows. This is for everyone. I mean, even Netflix is sharing video podcasts now. That's a big thing that is coming up in 2026. So what this means for podcasters is that if you stay audio only, you're going to want to be really intentional about it. Make sure you're putting out some really great audio content, making some good, clean edits, making it sound really professional, because that's what's going to help you stand out in the long term. If you add video, make sure that you're setting it up in a way that is a system that is simple and repeatable and doable for either you or an editor to accomplish, because you're going to want to stay consistent with no matter what choice you make, whether that choice is to add video or not. And either way, your show can still grow. The biggest thing that I tell every single podcaster that I work with is do what is consistent for you to do without feeling burnt out or overwhelmed. I just had a session right before I recorded this, actually, where she was asking me, like, well, what does it look like? Do I need to have a half-hour episode? Do I need to put out an episode every week? What do I need to do? What's the right answer? And I always say there is no right answer. The right answer is what works best for you and your life and your goals with podcasting. If it's an audio-only podcast that is doubling as an email newsletter for your audience and a way to connect with them deeper, great, do that. If it's a video podcast where you're grabbing social clips from it so you have something to share on social media, awesome, do that. Do whatever makes the most sense for you and your business and your goals, and whatever you can do to stay consistent, because that's the most important piece. If you're looking to add video to your Apple podcasting setup, be sure that you check out the link in the show notes below. I have some great resources for different articles talking about how that is working, and I'm excited to see how this plays out over the next couple months. I'm excited to see what podcasts really latch onto this. I'm excited to see what it looks like to upload video and get it out there from a production standpoint. Obviously, we're kind of all figuring this out as we go together, so I'll definitely be sure to update you with anything that I think is interesting on that front. But in the meantime, if you're looking for help with your audio or video podcast, I can help produce both for you, or if you just have questions, I'd be happy to answer those as well. We are here to learn and grow and make some great podcast content, both audio and video, together, so be sure you reach out to me at abbygravesproductions.com. I will catch you next week for another episode of Abbey the Podcast Lady.